The college semester is over and this is the summer I finally finish my Porsche 924 restoration project. This car sat unloved for many years until 4.5 years ago I took a chance on it. Since then I've slowly been piecing it back together and now there's light at the end of the tunnel and I am determined to finish it before my 21st birthday. Let's get started. So the car has been untouched since mid-January and since then, as you can see, all manner of dust and dirt and crud has landed on it. Therefore today's objective is to sort all of that out. I want to push the car into the open sunlight to wash it, and in order to do that these 28-year-old tyres need to hold air for just a few minutes. This front tyre had me worried for a second, but then eventually it did begin to rise up. So this isn't the car's original colour, that was Indiana Red Metallic, and it was just a bit pinkish, a bit rust primary for me. This colour that's on it now is Malaga Red, and that was a colour Porsche used back in the 70s for these 924s, so it still does have the original look to it. This was actually quite a nice moment. I'd only fitted the rear suspension over Christmas, so this was one of the few chances I've gotten to push the car out into the sunlight. And after seeing the car on jack stands for so long, not moving, being able to actually push the car out into the sun at its right height was quite a nice moment. I feel like it marks a new stage in the restoration process. Okay, that was a bit of a struggle. One of the far back tyre kept deflating on me constantly, so I had to be pumping it up, steering it and pushing it, and before it deflated like. Oh, I have to give you a look at this. Absolute beauty in the sun. I'm really happy with how this engine bay turned out. It's got such a mechanical look to it, especially compared to, modern cars and stuff. Let's hope it runs as well as it looks. So, the first thing I decided to tackle was the engine bay. Now, it might not look it, but it was quite dirty. There's birds building nests up where I have the car, and I think they're dropping bits of dirt down onto the car and it's sliding into the engine bay. The original battery tray was completely rotten on my car. I assume this is due to just a leaking battery over time, but Porsche in their infinite wisdom decided to put the fuse box directly under where the battery is, so not only did the leaking battery acid take out the metal itself, it also destroyed a lot of the fuse box and wires under it. So I decided to just replace the fuse box so that you can't really rebuild them. Okay, next up I'm going to give the engine bay a little just a little rinse with the hose, just to get rid of all the loose dirt and stuff. I'm not going to go too aggressively though, because there are a few things that are just open, not buttoned up yet. So yeah, I'll need to be careful. So you can see here I am running water through the battery tray, and this is really just to test the drain that's in the firewall. It should be slightly lower than the level of the battery tray, allowing the water to flow out of it and down onto the ground. So I then moved on to giving the whole engine bay a quick rub down with a cloth. This is just to remove all the annoying bits of dirt that the hose wasn't able to remove. It won't pick it up on camera, but there's loads of little specks of where polishing compound landed in the engine bay, and that was one of the main mistakes I probably made with the paint on this car. I polished it just after doing the spray job, whereas I should have waited until the whole car was assembled to do the polishing, because now there's plenty of little scratches and stuff in it, as I will mention later. So I then moved on to giving the whole windscreen a quick wipe down. Now this is a replacement windscreen, as you can see from the stickers in the top corner that I removed. Now you might not think it, but having the windscreen fitted was quite a nerve-wracking moment, because the whole windscreen surround, the sheet metal, and the roof panel itself has all been replaced. When I bought this car, I got a black shell with it of another 924, and it had a good roof panel, whereas this one's panel was completely destroyed. It was probably the worst part of the car. You could actually peel off the back corner of the roof and look into the car, into the interior. So I managed to drill out all the spot welds of this car and the black replacement shell, and I was able to transfer that roof shell onto this one, and I think it came out really well. The windscreen did fit perfectly, which was a big relief, because if it didn't, I don't know what I was going to do. So I then moved on to the main event of the day, getting rid of all the 2 months worth of dust and bird poos that had landed on the car, and bringing that paintwork back to what it should look like. You know, having the car sitting 2 months and like just gathering dust, I hated seeing it like that, because you know, going to the effort of respraying it and restoring the whole thing basically, and then just having it go all dusty and covered in bird poos again, it felt like I was nearly abandoning it as well. So I was delighted to get it out and give it a proper wash, get it all nice and shiny again. One of the few modifications I've made and plan to make for the 924 is this rear hatch that I'm cleaning at the moment. You can see the frame for that is a stainless steel. These were originally all black from the factory, but I decided to remove that paint and polish it up to a nice shiny stainless steel finish. The reason I did this is because early 924s came from the factory with a stainless steel trim that goes around the windows, and I really felt like having the back hatch black and then this trim chrome, it didn't really, or stainless steel, didn't really match. So I decided to remove that and polish it, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It should really tie in the whole all the window outlines of the whole car, and especially then when the chrome antenna goes on it as well, and then the refurbished wheels, it should all tie in quite well together. So with the car now back in the shed, One thing I noticed when I was washing it was these overspray marks from when I was spraying the suspension back in during Christmas, and I must have forgotten to cover the car once, or maybe it was windy and the cover blew off it, because there's these overspray marks all over the front corner of the car. So I just decided to, while the paintwork is nice and clean, I'd sand them down and polish them out of it. So that whole process went quite well. All the little marks of overspray, or 90% of them, are gone now. I've decided to wait and do this kind of process over the whole car when it's all completely assembled, because as I work on it, there's going to be more and more like bits that are going to fall on it, and, little scratches that are going to happen to it. So I might as well just do the whole car in one go at the end, instead of trying to keep up and do certain bits. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased with how it came out. So I haven't actually been under the car in about 2 months, so I'm going to, I'm just going to look around underneath and see how all the paint is held up, because, although I gave them numerous coats of paint, I noticed that some things, they seem to just want to rust. So we'll have a look underneath and see what the story is. Okay. This seems too bad. The exhaust is holding up well. Now at the back of the car, I do see this muffler here, the back box. There is little bits of rust starting to come, and that's never even gotten wet. That's just been in this corner of the garage. So I don't know, I might give it another coat of paint, and maybe at a later date I'll swap it to stainless steel. This is the 5-speed dogleg gearbox. But as regards the rest of the suspension and all the other parts, they all seem to be in really good condition. No signs of rust coming yet. Just under the engine here, and as regards the leak there that I mentioned, I think that's just the sump plug. It's because I have that up tight. I don't think it's just the copper wire isn't sealing right. That's a bit of a relief. Hopefully it's just that, and there's not something that I'm missing. But the rest of it seems pretty dry. The main thing that it's not is that it's not the head gasket, because any other gasket I can change easy enough. Okay, with that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.